How you going, see right? I think we're live. You guys hear me? BK. How you going, BK? How you been, mate? It's been going down. Oh, you hear me? Okay. I heard you had a bit of an issue there with Ren there, BK. A no-show, mate. A no-show. No good. Where are you now? You're back home? Oh, let me just get shit ready. I'm reading your comments. I just got to get the screen up. Let's have a look here. Oh, there we go. I see Barry's got a new place. Looks nice. A bit cheaper for him. Oh, come on, David. Don't be nasty. Ugh. He's just got in here and he's on each other. Try to love on each other. Oh, hold on a second. I'll get this chat going. For some reason, I seem to fuck this up all the time. When are you coming back to the Philippines, BK? I used to love each other, do you? Yeah, I'll chuck the link out if you want to come on. There you go. I'm going to try and get a screen share up. There we go. It's in the chat. We only get 3 weeks holiday a year. I thought you'd come over and stay for a little bit longer than that, mate. I thought it was more than 3 weeks. So this last time you only came over for 3 weeks and went back. Bama's new place looks like crap. Oh, well, it's all right for Barry. You know, it's cheap. It's all he needs. Doesn't need much more than that. Better than being on the street, I suppose. And Ian says Bama should have walked into a bamboo hut up the garden path and pretended that, hey man, when he was in the home, man, he was living in this little, I wouldn't even call it a bamboo hut. I thought it was a grass hut he was living in for a while there. He was doing it hard. So like I said, man, that place he's in now is a is a palace compared to that place he was staying in the whole that time. It might be only a little place. It doesn't have air conditioning or internet, but I'm sure he can get that sort of stuff. Get himself a TV. You know, a home is what you make it, I suppose. It's gonna be better than living on the streets. Would I put my lady in that place, mate? I don't have a lady. And if I had to, yeah, I'd just give it a paint job, buy some nice furniture. It wasn't really that bad, guys. It's not really that bad, really. It's a decent size. It's got a little kitchen there. Might have a shared bathroom, but it's not. It's, it's not that bad. I didn't think it was that bad anyway. Really. And that's not what I would stay in if I was there, but each their own. I guess he's just trying to budget, What I heard, he said it was 3,500. He was paying about 5,000 at the place he was in that house area there. So he saved himself 1,500 pesos a month. I think his electricity bill in that new place, it's just a fan really and lights. So you're lucky to hit 800 pesos for the month in electricity. Ian said, "Oh, I like it is. It was back to nature. It only in the last 70 odd years things have been different." Yeah, I really did. Look, Mike, you're probably used to staying in, a little bit better accommodation, I suppose. But it's not that bad, really. If you had to stay there, you would. If that's what your budget, you know, if that was your budget, you'd make it happen, I guess. A home is what you make it. Better than sleeping in a cardboard box. He must have been waiting to move in that place, and that other place was just temporary. I don't know. Yeah, well, what's Barry got in the US? The little money he has got, he's going to get more for his money in the Philippines than what he's going to get in the US. Let's face it. Where are you, Mike? Are you in the US or are you in the Philippines? There you go, BK. Go, Bebe, sister loves you. I guess that place is going to be better than living in a hostel. Them hostels are nothing flash, but I think he was. I don't know, but I think them hostels charge about. There's a hostel in Cebu, and I stayed there. I think it was 5 days before I went home, but they had. I didn't stay in no dorm or anything like that. They had their own. We got your own room and your own bathroom. Basically, it's just a room and your own bathroom, air conditioning and all that sort of stuff, Wi-Fi. It was cheap. So I think it was 500 pesos a night. I was only there for 5 days. I gave my apartment to another expat that was ready to move in. No, I'm not causing trouble. But that was quite. I think that was 2 years ago, and the hostel rooms there where you have to sleep with everyone else, they were about 300 pesos a night. So I guess he's sort of saving some money. You want to come on, Joey? I think the link's out there, man. You see it? Put it out there, but so even if you do stay in them backpacker sort of places, which I wouldn't recommend because who wants to be in a room with 10 other people? You got to worry about your stuff and all that. But you know, that would have been costing him what 15K a month or some shit. Or I don't know, 13K a month or something. Joey's a great chap. He does make my ears bleed when he gets on the red horse. the big horse. Fuck, these comments ain't staying up on the screen. And believe I've given up smoking, guys. Given up the cigarettes. It's been 4 or 5 days now. And the nicotine chewies going alright. Feeling a bit better. It's a bit harder when you have a drink though. And I think Barry's going to start up a business too. I've seen some food place or something. Which I don't recommend starting a business in the Philippines, boys. Doesn't matter how much money you throw at them, it's like a black hole. Barbecue. Yeah, the Pork Chop Express. Where's he going to put this place? Is he going to rent a place or? I haven't really asked him about it. Started an eatery without rice is yeah, well, it's like starting a hamburger place up with no hamburger patties, isn't it? If you're going to be selling to if you're going to be selling to the Philippines locals and that, yeah, you need rice. And if you're selling your products to, foreigners, you need to be on the main strip where all the foreigners are, and that costs a lot of money, man. I don't know if you guys remember that bar that I helped build with my friend. Well, it wasn't my bar. He sunk. He wanted to start up this bar, and so we done it and all the rest of it. And there's like 40 odd thousand went into that. And that was around an area where there was heaps of people and stuff, and there was like 3 other bars around. And at the end of the night, you could have the place packed, and because things are so cheap, you count the money at the end of the night, and it's really not that much, eh? So, and if you get a premises and have to rent it, it's gonna eat into your profits. You're at the beach at this time of night. What are you doing down there, Joey? David says American style with a partner. Oh, he's got a business partner? Well, I hope it all goes well, but it's not easy, man. I'm telling you, and it doesn't matter how much money you throw at these things, man. It doesn't mean it's going to be successful. It's a lot of hard work to run a business in the Philippines. They don't make as much as what you think, and if they do start making a lot of money, you're going to have a lot of tension on you. But our little barbecue place isn't going to bring a lot of attention, but If he's thinking about starting that barbecue place up where he lives and stuff, like, I don't know who he thinks is going to go there and buy it. You're not going to have foreigners going there to buy it. And you've just got all locals around there, so, they're going to want rice. So, yeah, the Filipinos are not going to buy food without getting rice with it. That's not going to happen. What do you think McDonald's changed? Look, McDonald's don't have rice in Australia. And I don't think they have rice in America too as well. But obviously they changed their menu to cater for their people. So you got to have rice. You sort of shoot yourself in the foot. And if you're doing barbecue, well, you want to be doing it cheap too because they're not going to pay a lot for barbecue when they can just go down the street and get off the local barbecue stands on the side of the roads, man. It doesn't matter how you cook it. So this is authentic American barbecue. And if they got 50 pesos and they can get barbecue for 20 pesos, they're not going to pay you 50 pesos for the same thing, basically, and get no rice. No kanin. No kanin, sir. Maybe he's doing a street dog meat barbecue. God, come on. Come on, BK. I think that's banned in the Philippines now. You can't be eating your pets. I ate rice all the time when I was there. I like it, eh? I don't mind rice. I was cooking like all sorts of stuff. I done a lot of cooking and rice just about. I think I did have it every day. What kind of market research did he do that led him to think he shouldn't sell rice? Oh, you got a point there, Johnny Karate. You have got a point there. And rice is cheap too, You cook it up in big rice cooker there. You just scoop it out for them when they want it. I don't know if you noticed, but every single place you go to just about in the Philippines has rice. It's like their filler. You've got to have it with every meal. But you know what I'd do if I was Barry? This is what I'd do. If I was going to start any business, and had a little budget, I'd probably just do a little sari-sari store because number one, they're cheap to start up. You know, you can do them out of your house within a little window, just out of your house, and people just walk past and they just stop and they buy their coffee, soft drinks, Red Horse, Load, shampoo, soap, just all that sort of stuff, canned foods, because it's very cheap. You can start a store, especially if you've got a window within your place where it's just right there. So you don't have to go rent a place. You're using the same premises you're living on. So all he'd have to do is go get himself a fridge. So he's got cold beers for people so they can buy beer and cold soft drink. buy the smokes and the coffees and the canned foods and the kids' nappies and just all that shit that's in a sari-sari store, man. Like, I've seen some of these sari-sari stores in those little back things, and they're making a couple of hundred, 300, 400 pesos a day profit. You know. Let me just read some of these comments. ENS says, Jay, obviously with you quitting the cigarettes, obviously, you're not planning on returning in the immediate future, but medium term, when are you likely to return? Tricky answer. I don't know. The quitting cigarettes has nothing to do with me going back to the Philippines or not. It's the reason why I'm quitting is it's just not good for your fucking health. But then again, when you have a drink, you end up having a couple. But yeah, try to just keep on these chewies and stuff. Any foreigner knows you need rice. She's on that rice thing, aren't you? There are no sari-sari stores enough around in the Philippines. Yeah, BK, I know there's heaps, man, but they still make money, man. I'll walk to one, and then you look 10, 5 meters, and there's another one. And you know what? There's people there buying shit. So that's the best option he could do. It's cheap. You can do it out of the window of your house. It'll pull him a 200 or 300 pesos a day. What's that, an extra 3,000 a month? Well, there's his rent paid for. It's not like you have to do anything. You just sit there in your house like he's doing anyway, and people just come to the window and go, "Oh, they ask for their coffee or a soft drink or lollies, what the kids want or something." You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's hard work, and you don't have to rent a place, so it'll cover rent and internet bill at least. But you're going to rent a premises and start a fucking, there's a lease. Especially if you're on the main strip, they're going to want, you know, you're looking at 15K to 20K upwards for a decent sized place. Then you have to buy all the furniture and all the equipment. I'm telling you, you're looking at 200K in the hole already. That's just getting started. You know, your tables, chairs, your cooking gear, your supplies. Running a business is hard work. He better going to the US, getting a real job, and save money than go back to the PI. Well, I can't see Barry going back to the US, so I don't think that's an option. Hey, Lost. How you going, Lost? Hey, Lost, you want to come on? You talk a lot of sense. I'll put the link out there if you want to come on. Oh, there we go. Oh. But I don't know, you guys, I don't watch all these videos, obviously. I don't watch a lot of people's videos all the time. But does anyone know if he's going to rent a place, or is this something he thinks he's going to do where he lives, or what? Ugh. All right, Lost, hold on. I'll send it to you now. Bear with me. It's weird how it only works in the email, eh? Pain in the ass. Hold on a sec. Oh, someone's trying to call me over. Hold on, mate. I'm on a live stream. I'm on a live stream. All right? I'm on my stream. I'm on mine. I'll talk to you later. Go there if you want. Oh, hold on, Lost. I'll send this to you. I'll bear with me. There you go. Sent it All right. Did you get that email? Right, let me get back to the chat. I'm trying to go through all these screens at the one time. All right. Let me get this up. Okay. Nectan Mark J. Who's better cook, you or Bammy? Well, me, of course, mate. I know Barry cooks different stuff to what I cook, mate. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't. I don't know. I don't even know who's going to cook this barbecue thing or whatever. I don't even know what's going on with that. You on Lost? Go. You're not on any of that retarded fucking voice, are you, man? Maybe you should go back to your other voice. That thing freaks me out, man.
Okay, Jay, I will search in you.
Yeah, just looking at that picture and that voice. Maybe I used the wrong email. Hold on. Damn it.
Okay.
There you go, Lost. I sent it to your email, man. So tell me if it came through or not. Yes, Barry, now. I'll cook barbecue for you, buddy. Real barbecue. Barry, where you, are you renting a place to put this place? Where are you planning on doing all this? Great 3-in-1. Oh, he's building a smoker. God damn, we're all going out here. I'll figure this out in the next 3 months. Tell you what, Barry, you want to have a good think about that because if you're going to go rent a place and stuff like that, and, it's going to cost a lot more than what you're thinking, I think. When you rent a place, they want bond just like this is what they did in Cebu anyway. Just like if you rent an apartment, if the area they want to rent to you is 15K, they want a month, it's going to be 15K bond. So you 30,000 just on that. And then you got to put the stuff in there, and yeah, a lot of money, man. You can go into the thousands and thousands and thousands, and we're talking dollars real quick. I've got that link lost. I sent it to you, man. Just need to figure the build cost first, then the food. I already know the cost of that. But where are you going to build this? Yeah, lost you on. I can see you're on. Your microphone's muted.
Hey Jay, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, so we're just talking about Barry's business ventures. Hey, I'm not knocking you, Barry, but I'm just saying, man. Like costs a lot more than what you think to set up, man. If you remember that bar that me and Andy done, man, that was $40,000. It worked out to be over just over 1.2 million pesos, which is I don't know something like what is that, 30,000 US dollars or some shit like that.
Yeah, I was talking with Roberto yesterday. He had kind of brought that up. I didn't really know too much about it. Like, Barry wants to do like a barbecue type of rotisserie chicken thing or something. Is that correct?
Smoke, smoking it or something.
Hell, I don't know, to be honest. But the conversation went more to like, how does he have capital and has he ever ran a business type of thing?
Yeah, Barry, have you ever ran a business?
Listen, if he's able to do something kind of small where he can make a little extra income, then by all means, try something.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You got to small. Small is the
Yeah, I think you
idea.
were mentioning something prior to about like one of them little bodega or sari-sari stores,
Yeah,
like
well,
in his house or whatever.
they're cheap. They're cheap to start up. You can do it from out of the window of your house. That's how they all do it. Most of them, you know what I mean. You're not paying rent. There's no labour. You don't need staff. You know, they just come to the window and go, oh, and they want coffee or drinks or Red Horse, and you just serve it to them. You know what I mean? Like even them, because my mate Matt, his mother-in-law has one, and me alone, from what I was buying at that store each day, my cigarettes, Red Horse, load, other little things and stuff like that, I was spending about at least 800 pesos a day. And I know that's not profit, but out of that, there would have been at least 200 pesos in profit in that, you know what I mean? Probably more. And that was just me going there. That, there's people going there, they're always walking past, they're always buying stuff and stuff. So,
Yeah, he talks about playing video games. He can sit there and play Xbox or whatever, and maybe sell some stuff while he's playing games.
where is your Xbox actually, Barry? Spending 1K a day plus food or girls. Are you talking about me? I'll tell you exactly how much I was spending. It would have been about 800 to 1,000 a day on beers. I probably bought sometimes more. Jay, can we get an update on your newborn? He's going good now. He's 8 months. Going like a little champion. Show the Xbox on stream along with your passport. Geez, you're pretty adequate to see his passport, aren't you? It's at Jen's house. When I go to Manila. Who's Jen? Yeah, I'd recommend, Barry, why don't you just start a little sari-sari store, mate? It's easy, it's cheap, don't have to do much, very cheap. You could start one of those. Have you ever started a little business up lost in the Philippines or anything?
No, not in a foreign country. Obviously I work for myself here in the States to do construction work. Got my own little business.
But you have you stayed there for a long time, long periods, or
Yeah, I guess 2 months is the most I've ever stayed in the Philippines at one time. It's been 9 years since I've been to the Philippines, so it's been a little bit.
fair enough.
But yeah, when I travel, I've always looked at a country if it had potential for me to own a business or start something up. And yeah, I mean, better than I do. It's not very friendly for foreigners to own a business, so I kind of gave up that pretty quick for the Philippines.
There's just no money in it, mate. Like there really
Well,
isn't.
even if you can get into whatever little niche or whatever, you're still can own the business outright, and that's not cool. Say you were
No.
to have something successful, then you got a chance that someone want to just rip it out from underneath you.
Yeah, not only that, it's like I've heard this is what I've heard in the what's it called? The what's that fucking place called? Angeles City. A lot of the Koreans have had problems
Yeah.
um, with because they have these girly bars. Obviously, they own them all now or something, and they're getting extorted for money by the police. You know what I mean?
hmm
So
Yeah,
how can
actually,
you make a fucking buck if they're going to extort you for because they know you're successful?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got a friend who owns a bar slash restaurant there in AC, and yeah, he talks about that how he pays the cops off. He's got to factor that into his overhead or whatever.
See, that would piss me off, man.
Oh, no kidding. No.
And you can't do nothing about it. You're just getting flat out extorted. And how are you supposed to get ahead?
Business in Philippines can get sticky.
Thanks, Stephen Hawkins. Jesus.
Thanks, Steve. Well, it can get sticky. Why'd you change your voice? People getting onto you? Yeah, well, I don't know, Barry, give it a go, mate. Knock yourself up off, mate. Go for it, but what are you going to cook? Barbecue. Think- Lost, don't you live in Colombia?
No, I visit often. Don't live there.
I thought you were living there.
No, I wish I was living there already. That's something else, guys, got to think about. Like Colombia's changed a few laws in the past couple of years as far as no residency for foreigners with taxes and stuff, and whereas it still is going to be considered a retirement place, we've got to kind of adapt a little bit to some of these new laws. So that's something you always need to keep in consideration when you're going to a foreign country. If you want to be there for long term, you never know if they're going to change some kind of visa policy or whatever that could mess up your stay for long term. So
Yeah, from my experience, if you can't own it, don't even bother.
I agree.
With a little store or something like that, you really ain't got much to lose, have you? You know what I mean? They're everywhere, and they don't, they're not like they're registered businesses. These sari-sari stores.
Oh yeah, of course. And that's another problem too. If you do get a little successful and you get a jealous neighbor or something who has a sorry store a few blocks over, could give you a hard time. Maybe his buddy or family member or whatever might be, a barangay captain or cop or whatever, and they're gonna maybe want to shake you down one day.
All right? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like even if you are, I don't know. I think that don't get me wrong. I got a friend that's got a business in it's got the bar, El Gecko Bar, but I think he got out of that. But he had it for 8 years, and that was pretty successful. But you got to remember, it was on the main strip, and It was more catered to foreigners. They counted foreigners coming there.
Yeah.
And if you got a bar, it's not really in the main strip, and you're just catering to Filipinos. It's hard to make some good money.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially if you're a foreigner and you got a different lifestyle. It's probably good for a Filipino if they owned it because they're accustomed to a different lifestyle. But you count that money at the end of the night, end of the week, end of the month. You're going to be like, hey man, this is up to pay everything. And the staff's a pain in the ass. Let me tell you that. They're the fucking worst. You know what I mean? Because you are a foreigner, they try to take advantage of shit. They'll eat your fucking food. I've seen some crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you had the pizza place, how much did y'all put in just for the little startup of it?
There's only about 3,000 each.
So 6,000 total.
Yeah, probably less than that.
Probably imagine the majority of that was probably those freaking ovens, huh?
Yeah, well, the majority is the oven, but basically the place, because the place was, fuck, how much was it? I think it was around 15, I think. But, you got to put a bond down, so that's 30K straight up. You know what I mean? And then you got to buy all the furniture and stuff like that. And, and then the staff, you got to make sure you got wages there for the staff because they need to be paid every 15 days. And then they seem to think that it's, they can eat there, so they start eating the food. And you tell them you can't do this, and then you catch them doing it. It's just continuous free for all. You know what I mean? When every time you turn your back, but they don't pull that shit when they're at McDonald's working or Jolly B. You know what I mean? Or maybe they do. I don't know, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, they
If you're
probably do.
running a
Imagine you
healthy
work.
pro-
Try to say it again.
if you're running a healthy profit, get the money out of the Philippines and back to a Western country in case the business runs into extortion or other issues.
Yeah, but you're not making enough to bring it out of the country. It's not like you're sitting on a gold mine. I'm sure maybe these places that are running prostitute rings in bloody edge of the city are probably making a fair bit. I'm sure them Koreans are sending it back to their country or converting it over, putting it in their bank accounts. I don't know, but yeah,
Did you have a problem with the workers showing up on time, that kind of stuff?
yeah. Oh, everything you can imagine. And when you try to talk to them, they try and play dumb, but they understand you. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, they go from understanding you to not understanding you. They come in late. They're always late. Always late. Um, what's they'll just eat. They'll eat the food like they'll just eat the food, man. You know what I mean? When you're doing pizzas, the most expensive part is the cheese. The cheese is expensive. You know what I mean? And they always seem to need more staff than what's needed. You know what I mean? That's just, and they'll say, oh no, we need. And they'll say, no, you don't need that. What do you need two of you for? It's like they want. It's like they need. When you walk into some Filipino places and there's like 10 staff on you wonder what they're all fucking doing.
Oh yeah.
This is what I don't understand. This is what I don't get. In these places you look and you think, well, these people ain't making money. They're in, and there's only a couple of people in here and you're going, this isn't a bloody mall. This is, prime, costing a lot of money per month for this, to rent this place. And you just think, well, what are these people doing? Fuck all. They're just doing nothing, sitting around on their phones. So what do you need all this staff for, What's really going on here? How are these guys making profit? I don't understand it sometimes.
Well, the labor is real cheap. But yeah, I don't know. Developing nations have a problem with customer service in general. Colombia is the same way. They have you go into the grocery store, malls, or whatever, and they get the way more staff, compared. I'm sure Australia is probably the same as the USA. You get efficiency versus just numbers, and there's just a bunch of dudes and girls just kind of standing around like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
You
In
are
the
very
states here,
correct. That's why their wages are kept low and are combined with commission plans for sales.
Yeah, but you got to remember, just say for Sabu, for example, you got to pay him like a certain amount. I think it was, 380 or something like that. I don't know. It's a standard or some shit. Some places would pay him less. Like the bar, I know a couple of doors down was paying their staff 200 pesos for the day. You know what I mean? Well, we were paying near on double. But the thing is, because you're a foreigner, you sort of have to do it, because if you don't do it, they'll just run to a place called, I forget the name of the place, and say they're not paying us right. You know what I mean? But if it's their own people, they won't go run and do that. But you add it up. You got. I don't know. There was about six staff or something we had at that bar. I think it was three. It was about almost 400 pesos. So you add that up, right? So you got about close to 3,000, and then you got the place packed, and they're buying Red Horse and all the rest of it. And, that it doesn't matter. You count until at the end of the night. I mean, there's like 12,000, 14,000, 3,000 that's got to go to wages. The electricity bill's coming in at 30,000 a month. And then you got to buy more stock. By the time you do all that, man, you're sitting there with like 3,000, 4,000. It's not enough. It's not enough at all. Trust me, I've done it. I've done it twice.
People
I've
are
seen it.
still being employed for 50 peso a day, so foreigner cannot compete to stay clean when talking about very small businesses. Maybe medium business is more suited to foreigner 50,000 American start.
Yeah, well, I would be investing 50,000 into a business in the Philippines and not be able to own it. That's crazy. Just investing and doing business in your own country is tough enough, you know what I mean? Let alone being in another country that you can't own it. Isn't that right, Lost?
that's true,
Correct.
man. It's not easy to run a business. A lot of I've had some friends who started businesses, and I tell them like, when you work for yourself, you work more than a 40-hour work week. You gotta this business is yours. You gotta be on top of it. Yeah, I've had a few friends succeed and a few fail, and ones usually who fail thought they were just going to kind of sit back and kind of be the boss and not have to work that much, and you got to be on top of it.
Yeah, well, being a mate, and I had a solar business here, and things can change, environment can change. This is in Australia, and we had a fair bit of money sunk in it, and out of nowhere, the government just goes, "Oh, we're going to stop the rebate and the tariffs." I mean, we were killing it. We were pulling in, 6,000, 8,000, sometimes a week, and then the government turns around and stops the tariffs and the rebate for the solar. You see, so what does that do? That starts a ripple effect. Well, not many people want to go out and get solar now because they're not going to get their rebate or get their tariff. So you get less people buying them. You know what I mean? So anything can happen.
That kind of happened here in the states too a few many years ago with the solar power stuff.
Yeah, so we're trying to get it fired up back now. But and on top of that, we had this one guy that got a solar system, right? He decided he just didn't want to pay for it. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I'm not surprised that happens every so often.
Yeah, he got his house, but he didn't even make his house payment. So you don't know this when you put the bloody thing on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I got shafted on a job or two in my day.
Yeah, like, they pay their deposit, their 10%. You invoice them after you install, that's how you do it. They sign the agreement. Those are the terms and conditions. They pay their 10% deposit. You install it. You give them the invoice. They have 14 days to pay it. 99% of people paid it. This guy decided he didn't want it. You got to remember, it's $14,000. It's gone. So it's not easy. So good. Barry, do you want to come on here and explain to us what you're actually doing?
When running construction in Philippines as a foreigner, if you stop telling your workers what to do, your workers will slack off, but if you offend them, they will tell family and you will get beaten up
You get beaten up, will you?
or killed in your personal time.
Thank you, Stephanie Hawkins.
So, Barry, do you want to come on here and explain what you're doing, yes or no? And I'll email you a link. Enlighten me, son. Yes, email me the link. All right.
Yeah, thanks for emailing me the link too. I don't know. I got this Aces phone, and for some reason the whole link don't show up in the chat. I don't know if I've got something on there that don't allow me, so I can't click the link because all the link don't show in the chat for me on my phone. It's kind of weird.
It does it to me too as well. But
I
don't worry,
think I got some kind of.
I got your email now, so if I start a show, I can just send you a link, and if you want to come on, you just come on.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm wondering if I got a setting, or if it's just maybe this particular brand of phone is not allowing me to go through, because I've had a few
Mate,
other brand of
it does
phones
it
and
to
never had
me
a
as
problem.
well. It does it to me as well. There you go,
What
Barry.
phone do you have?
Samsung.
No, see, with my Samsung, I didn't have any problems at all.
It sometimes it won't work in the chat, and people got to email me, and sometimes it won't work in Facebook, and sometimes it will. What did you say, Barry? I sent you the link via email. Have you written up a business plan, Barry? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
I'm here.
Here. What's happening, Barry?
Same shit, different day, brother. How y'all doing? Now, there ain't gonna be no corn tonight. You know what I mean? There ain't gonna be no hamburger tonight. I'm gonna explain.
Hang on, Barry. You're kind of coming in a little muffled.
You might have to go outside so you
Yeah,
get
that's what
better reception.
I'm going outside. I'm inside the house. Hold on a second. Let me go outside. Now, the thing, what I'm gonna do is gonna take 4 months before I'm able to do anything, but I'm gonna get it done. It's going to be all my money. I'm just going to save because I moved from a place that I was paying 5,000. Because the owner of the property was complaining about the CR situation. We were doing it's 3,500 pesos a month. So I'll be able to save a little bit more money within the next 4 months. I signed a lease, but it wasn't it was a month-to-month lease. It wasn't a 6-month or a year lease. So I just signed a month-to-month lease so I can have the address and use it if I need it. So if I want to get Wi-Fi hooked up or have something delivered here, I'd have the address. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a house that I can rent to own. And then this way I can do what I want to with the property. If I can find a place to rent to own, see what I can do what I want with the property, and I'll put the property. You guys there? I
Yeah,
put
yeah, we're
the
listening.
okay. I put the property in my friend in Mandawi's, his wife's name. Not going to go on my girlfriend's name. So if something goes awry, she can't fuck me up. That's not going to happen. That plan's already that plan's already in place, and you know that I won't get fucked over, Jay. You know that. So anyway, that plan's already in place. So if I'm gonna find a place here in Dominguez to rent to own, so this way I can build something small, like something like a sari-sari store, but a little bit bigger. But it's gonna be built out of brick. I'm gonna have some stainless steel tables. I'm gonna build me a small smoker, probably about as big as a chest of drawers. Not very wide, but kind of narrow, right? Chest of drawers, just so this way I can put meat in there. And I'm gonna smoke it, and I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it with sides. It's not gonna be very expensive, but it's just gonna be enough. I'm just gonna try to start it to begin with, and if that doesn't work, then I'll just go to a sari-sari store and be done with it. You got to get your feet wet to see where it goes. If not, then I know a sari-sari store will work. You sell beer, you sell beer, cigarettes, shampoo, noodles, shit like that caters to the local things that they need. So that's where that comes into play. But that's what I intend to do, and it's going to take a little while, but I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna save my money up. Now we done been talking about this. Me and the girl, we done been talking about all this, and that this is what we want to do. She's all in for it, and she knows I'm not gonna put it in her name. I done told her that. She goes, okay, that's fine. So she said, because if it doesn't work out between me and you, I'll go home. Then you got to worry about me. Exactly what she said.
Hey
So
Barry, let me ask you. When you first came to the Philippines, you were down in that Lake Cebu area down in Mindanao. Were you
yeah,
starting a sari-sari store then, or did you
yeah,
start one?
yeah,
I was trying to remember.
yeah. I had a sari-sari store there. It
Okay,
cost me
yeah, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember for positive though.
pesos to build. It cost me 10,000 pesos to stock it. Now, mind you, I was making 3 to 4 thousand pesos like every other day or every 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? In my store, so I was constantly restocking my store because everybody wanted to come see the white guy in Lake Cebu because there was other foreigners that lived there, but none of them really come out. They stayed inside their house and sent their wives or their girlfriends out to do everything for them, or they had housemaids or houseboys that had everything done for them. So, but I was out there. I let everybody see me. I didn't hide from nobody. I was on the mayor's land anyway, so I was good. I was really good there. Then my ex's brother started his shit because I wouldn't let him have his way, and then everything went to hell, and that's when everything went to shit. Yeah. But if people like you and they like coming around you, then you'll be all right. If you have good food, people like coming to your place. It's like like where's that Casablanca and what's that place? Bogarts is the best food that I've had here so far. You know what I mean? At places, and this is during the day. Not late at night. This is like during the day, like afternoon time that I've been there. It's been really good food. If you got good food, then you'll be successful. So, yeah,
So you're not starting there. You're going to get a place, another place.
yeah. I'm gonna get another place. Yeah, 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 yeah. I want to rent. I want a place to live. A small house. Not. I don't want anything big. Nothing extravagant. Nothing that's gonna cost me a shitload of fucking rent every month. I want something that's gonna be small, something simple. Because Jay, I'm not at. I'm simple anyway. I don't ask for much. Don't need much. I don't eat much. So you know what I mean. It's yeah. That's basically about it. So
Do
I
they
needed something
have that?
small.
Do they have those type of programs there, like the rent to own
Yeah,
type of stuff?
yeah, 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 they sure do. Yes, you can go. You can rent on. You can find it on OLX. You can look on. You can just go out and look anywhere and find it. You just got to ask the right people. You know what I mean to see to where things are at and et cetera, et cetera. You just got to ask questions. A lot of
Well,
people.
I
You know,
always caution anybody. I'm sorry. Always caution
no,
anybody in the Philippines when you want to actually own something there.
yeah.
I have no idea who your friend is, but I hope you truly can trust them
I,
if you put.
I, I, I can trust these guys, man. I'm not worried about it. That I ain't worried about trying to hamstring me. These guys, I'm not worried about that. So, yeah, Jay knows who they are. I'm not gonna mention their names. Jay knows who they are. But I ain't worried about that. They ain't gonna hamstring me. If you get
You're
to like,
cutting out a bit, Barry. Are you talking into
no,
your microphone?
Oh yeah, I got to hold the phone up. Okay, here we go. Sorry, man. Sorry. But yeah, it's simple. It's easy. It's in the works. I mean, I'm already getting a plan laid out, getting things going. So things are just gonna go. I'm hoping things are gonna go according to plan, but sometimes they don't. If they don't, then you know what I mean. I can always stretch it further. But I'm gonna eventually have me something here like I had before when I first got here. I'm not gonna fail. I'm not a train wreck. I'm not gonna fail. I'm gonna keep pushing forward. If I was gonna fail, if I would have failed, I've already went home. I'm not a failure. That's one thing I'm not. I'm not a
Well,
failure.
listen, you can fail at a business, and well, you can still fail in a business doesn't make you clear.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
know. But
you know, even if you get started, and for some reason it still
y'all breaking up, guys.
Can you hear me?
I hear you just fine, but Nomad's breaking up. Nomad's cutting out.
Lost you there.
Brian. I can't
Breaking
hear
up a
Nomad.
bit.
And Nomad's breaking up big time. Can't hear him.
So how come you moved from that? When you in that other apartment, what made you move to that one?
The rent's cheaper, and the lady that owns the land. I was renting a house from her brother. Her brother owns the house, but it's her property. She was complaining about the CR situation because outside CR didn't work, and our brother got it working. And I told her, so I use the outside CR. I got no problem using a Filipino CR. I said, it's fine. She said, but it's such a long walk. I said, it's not a long walk. It's just a short walk or whatever. And she didn't like leaving her back door open, which I can understand. You know what I mean? So she goes, well, this. So I'm like, okay. So we talked to her brother. Her brother got, talked to his cousin, which is the lady who owns this place here. And it's 3,500 pesos a month. 1,500 pesos cheaper. So I can save that extra 1,500 pesos a month to put back to what I'm going for, plus a little bit extra. You know what I'm saying? So the light bill's not going to run that much because we don't have an AC. We're going to get a gas cooktop. We got a dirty kitchen outside. So, and I'll use the dirty kitchen more than I'll do anything else. So, yeah. All I got to do is just get a fridge and that's it. I'm good.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, the best business in current climate is not retail, it's the service industry catering to foreigners, specifically Koreans and Chinese, as that where the growth is throughout the economy.
Well, I'm gonna be catering to everybody, not just a certain ethnic group. I'm be catering to everybody, the Filipinos, the foreigners, and even that other Asians that come around. You know what I mean? And just other foreigners, period. That want to come in. It's going to take a while for people to get there, and then if I get the money to open up a business, you know what I mean, just something small, not something big. No, then I'll sell out of there, and then I'll just run a sari-sari store at home. And then this way people can actually come in and have the food. And I'm hoping that it's going to succeed. I'm hoping it will. I've got my mind. I'm not. But my mindset is I'm hoping it's going to succeed. Not, what am I doing? No, man, no. Everybody's right. I had the mindset in that I want it to succeed and it's going to move forward. That's my mindset in this. So yeah.
All right. Is Lost still there?
yeah, excuse me, am I coming in clear now?
Yeah, you are now.
Yeah, I think I hit a dead spot in the road here. Minute ago.
Well, it's probably going to take a bit of time to get the money up, man.
Yes, it's going to take 3 or 4 months. I mean, for me to save. But if I come up, because I'm looking at a few places for the down payment. You know what I mean? I'll discuss that with you offline, Jay. The down payments. It's not like real pricey, but it's okay. It's worth enough if I
You
save
said
enough.
you're in Dumageddon now, Barry?
Yeah.
Okay. No, man. There's a shit ton of foreigners there now.
There is. No, there's a lot of foreigners here, and I've ran into people who have met me in Bogarts and Casablanca and why not said, "Hey, I know you. You're that guy off YouTube." Shook my hand and turned and walked off. Yeah, that's all they said was, "You're that guy from YouTube." Yeah, yeah. Got a lot of love here.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
people aren't going to generally, even though they don't like it, they're not going to come, YouTube, fucker.
yeah. But
People just,
I know,
people don't do that.
I know that, but understand. But it's all good though. No worries. I like it here in Dumaguete. It's quiet, fresh air. There's not a there's not a lot of pollution, and I like it. Jay, you would like it here too. Oh yeah, yeah, buddy, you sure would. Mm-hmm. You
Gary
like it
gives
here too.
4 reasons to start a business in Philippines and 4 reasons to not start a business in Philippines.
Yeah, because in America, for me to start a business, I gotta have the building to rent. You gotta get a bank loan. You gotta have A1A credit. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to get the money to be able to do it. In America, it's hard to do. Here, it's a lot easier to fucking do in the Philippines than what it is in America. A lot easier here. A shitload easier, brother. Depends on who. It depends on if you really want to do it. If you're just talking about it and not do it, like some people that I know. Yeah, but I
What are
think that.
4 reasons to not?
Yeah, well, I'm going to. So you can have your opinion. I got mine, and I'm sticking to mine, and I want to do what I want to do. I want to succeed. I want to move further. I want to do other things than just sit on my ass. You know what I mean? And I want to have something to do with my time. You hear me? I can't work no more. My back's fucked up. I mean, me taking meat and throwing it in a fucking cooker, you know what I mean, and then letting them do the rest of it, that's, or showing them how to fucking do it, and that's the end of it. Because I can't run the business here. It's not possible. You can't do it. So I'll just be showing them how to do it, and then I'll be in the background. I'll just be an innocent bystander. You know what I mean? That's how that works. This is how you stay out of the limelight for that shit.
Yeah, but you got to watch them, man, because
Yeah, I know.
you know money goes missing, food goes missing. They don't turn up. They leave early.
No,
They don't do the
it's
job.
just gonna be my girl. It's just gonna be my girl running. I'm not gonna have a bunch of people. Hell no. It's gonna be my girl. Nobody else. That's not happening. Now, if I move to a different place, you know what I mean? I'll bring some people
You
I
need
know
all
from
them.
school.
Kevin owned the internet cafe and pool bar. He said his investment was $50,000. Then Kevin lost all of it.
Hang on, Kevin, who
Big Kev.
lost? You
You
done
talking
a
about?
what?
It's hard to understand him, ain't it?
What did he do?
Well,
Big
Big
Kev.
Kev, yeah, he had a like a little pool hall, a little computer thing, and he had a bunch of stuff. I believe, if I can recall properly, he lost all of his stuff because over the girl and the family kind of thing. He had to just kind of get out.
Lost all that shit. But if Kevin wouldn't have had if that wouldn't have happened, Big Kev would still be here. And I guarantee his business would still be going good. If he done it for 13 years and had it going for 13 years.
No, no,
Well,
he
he didn't
didn't
have it
have
going for 13 years. He had it going for a few
have
many
to.
years though.
Well, if he had it
If
going
you
for a few years, then there you go. It was
no,
good.
no, hold on. When he got injured and had to leave, at that time he was doing English teaching or something. That's what he said. So then
Yeah, he
business
was. Yeah, he was. He
offshore.
was doing seasonal teaching, and then he was working on the farm. He was basically a farmer for like 6 years or so, maybe more.
Yeah, so then, like I said, it's the
But
businesses,
when he
man.
first,
They
but yeah, when
say,
Kevin first went there, he started a business. He had the internet shop. I think he said he had a couple like pool tables, and he had like the little boarding house. I mean, he had stuff going on for him, but obviously, none of it was like in his name. And when shit hits the fan, that's what I'm talking about here. Is boom, you have nothing anymore. Everything's gone because it's not in your name.
Yep.
yeah, Barry, and you have to register it too as well.
Yeah, no. If you get a if you get a big business, but I don't think you got to register like something small like a sari-sari store. I don't think you do.
Oh,
I,
not a
I, I,
solid grocery store.
if you sell food, I think you got to get a business permit here. Yeah, I think you do. I have to
You know, you
search
got to
into
have a
that.
health thing. You got to have the fire extinguisher. They want these all sorts of shit, man. We had to do it for the bar.
Yeah.
Come and check, and they fucking.
Like that night we was all there. Me, you, and Andy was all there, and Andy had just come out behind the bar, and they walked in, them inspectors, and they checked everything. They were looking at all of us white guys sitting there, and there was just a few Filipinos in there, and a few words got spoken, and then they left. That was it. They checked for this, checked for that, went in the back, and that was into
We
that.
wouldn't. What happened though? That one of them come there another day, and because the certificate on the wall, you got the certificates on the wall of businesses when you walk in
Yeah,
the Philippines.
yeah,
You got like 6 different certificates.
yeah.
Well, because one of those was photocopied, and they kept the original at home so it wouldn't get wrecked. They gave him a 5,000 peso fine for that.
Oh,
So
shit, I didn't know that.
if they want to
Holy shit.
fucking be a cunt, they can be cunts.
Oh yeah, I know they can. Of course, yeah. That's the reason, whatever, that's up, everything's going to go in a picture frame, and they're going to sit there on the wall so they can see everything that's there. There'll be records kept. There'll be there'll be books kept on everything. So if the government people want to come in and check, to make sure that she's the one running it and I'm not, then they'll see that everything is done by a Filipino and not done by a foreigner. That's how you do that. Yeah.
Hey guys, just been sitting
Yeah.
back listening to you. Hey Jay, when you had your pizza business, do you remember what you paid for mozzarella cheese? Those big blocks.
Yes, I do. It was fuck. It was a lot, man. But it was cheaper doing it that way. Fuck, how much was it? Fuck, I think it was around 700 pesos for the big rectangle blocks. I think, but if you bought 10 kilos from the distributor, you'd get it around, I don't know, 500 pesos a block. So, yeah, if you're going to do
That's
anything
pretty
with cheese,
good, man.
you got
I
to
was
go to distributor and buy it, man. You got to buy it in bulk, like 10 kilos and freeze the shit, man. That's the most expensive fucking
yeah, I
shit to buy
I
in
just
food.
bought 3 of those blocks. I was in Dumaguete 3 days ago, and they have a store there. It's a restaurant, like bakery supply store, restaurant supply store, and I paid 1,200 pesos per block, and I bought 3 of those.
Yeah.
What are you using it for?
Well, we do a lot of Mexican style cooking, and we make pizzas and stuff at my house.
Oh,
So
just a
you
yeah.
know, I got a chest freezer, and I usually buy stuff in bulk. Sometimes you can't even find butter here. I got to go all the way to the other side of the island to get butter. So when
Hey,
I'm in,
have they got an SNR there at Dumaguete?
no,
Where do you get all your imported
they got
products from?
everything else. They got Robinson's,
So you turn
Piper
that switch
Mart.
on? Okay.
But they got imported products there, or
Do they got what? Say again?
imported products like the beef and stuff like that. You know, when you go to SNR, you've
Oh
got
yeah, yeah. They have Australian beef and plenty of products that are imported. It's not. I've never been to SNR, but I suspect it's not as extensive as SNR.
Well, there's a butcher here that's close to where I'm at. I forget the name of it. Soren showed me pictures of it, and he said he went inside. He said you can get T-bone steaks, ribeye steaks, chuck roast, hot roast, chuck roast, sirloin roast. He said you can get like cuts of beef that's sent from America and Australia here. He said it's all USDA choice and all Australia choice beef. I'm like, really? So, and I was trying to find it. I just can't remember the name. I gotta get Soren to give me the name of that shit again. So I can't find out where it's at. So this way I'm going to look, and he was showing me the prices. One steak was like it was like 1,500 pesos per kilo. So it's a real deal. It's real beef if he's charging that much money for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got to be real beef. You're charging 1,500 pesos a kilo. That's $30 fucking a fucking for half a pound of meat.
You know, I was listening to you guys talk about sari-sari stores and shit. My wife, she's had a sari-sari store for since like 1994, and well, her mom had it before her, and then her mom got old, and then just gave it to my wife. But what they do, these distributors, these suppliers, like take for example school supplies, backpacks, writing tablets, shit like that. They'll come, and as long as you got credit with them, they'll bring like 200,000 pesos worth of shit and leave it with you on consignment. Backpacks up in the store, and then they come around once a week, and you pay them. And as long as you pay them something, and you still have your stock, they'll keep working with you. But if the stock is gone and the money's gone, then that's it. You get cut off. Then you get in trouble. So a lot of people that start these sari-sari stores up, they get involved with lending, and they eat up their profit because they have to pay back. I'm not talking about the suppliers leaving you stock there on consignment. I mean, they'll actually borrow money to get the business started, and 9 times out of 10 they fail. That's the biggest thing. Or family members will get sick, and then they'll start robbing this, taking money out of the store. So
have you still got this store now?
yes, we do, and it's doing real good. My wife finally has somebody honest in there. What happened? For years, she would have my wife would have her nieces in there, and and a couple of her nieces was robbing her blind, and we caught them. I got all pissed off. I said, "Call the cops, fire the bitch." I was like mad, and my wife is like, "No, you can't do that. They're family," and like 20,000 pesos would be missing, here and there, and so I kept telling my wife, I said, you need to team up with your sister, because her sister was trying to make a little store, and she wasn't making much money because she was one of those, her husband was Filipino, and she didn't have any money, and she had to borrow money to get started, and it was just, I said, hire your sister to run it, and we'll get it built up again, and all the profit we just been rolling back into the store. The only thing we take out of there, we get like 10 sacks of rice at a time, and then we take like 1 sack of rice out a month. And we get free rice out of it. Everything else, we've been rolling it right back into the store. So we've been doing real good since she teamed up with her sister. She pays her sister a wage.
Is the store joined onto your house, or?
No. This is in the market. See, I live up in the mountains, and
How
her
far
store.
away are you from Dumaguete?
2.5 hours.
I'm on the other side of the island. 2.5 hours. But the store is in a little town of Basai, and it's like, I don't know. If I leave my house in my Jeep, it might take me a half hour to get there.
Hello, good evening.
So her sister runs the store, and her sister's on it. So everything's been going good for like the last 2 years. We've been rolling the profit right back into it, and it's nothing, man. The suppliers will come, and like I said, they'll leave 200,000 pesos worth of merchandise with us, no problem. She's got good credit with the those 3 or 4 different suppliers.
How much do you reckon it makes a month?
I couldn't tell you exactly. You know, I don't even know if I want to tell you, but
No, that's
it's
fine.
it's doing good. You know, as long as you got somebody that's honest, working for you, and they're not robbing you, and you
Excuse.
don't have to go with lending to get started. You know, you don't have to borrow the money. You know, you can make money, but you have to be a little innovative too. You know, like I said, like school supplies. When schools get ready to
Yep.
start, that's when you want to start selling uniforms. You want to clear out the shit, the other shit, and put a lot of school supplies in there. And when people get this money, they got a program called Poor Bees. Uh, Poor people get money from the government, you know, so their kids will continue to go to school. When they're getting ready to get their poor piece of money, that's when you want to load up with the school supplies and the uniforms also.
Yep.
So it comes in waves, you know, like before Christmas, you know, your inventory will change. So you gotta, you know, you gotta know what you're doing. And
Yeah, well,
Hello.
sorry, like I said, sorry store is probably more the go, Barry. It's cheap and easy to set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Larry is right. I
Other
see Surrey stores go in and out of business. Often there is not enough capital to buy all of the stock because Filipinos will come up with every excuse under the sun to spend the
well,
Well,
I
you
had
always are the negative, ain't you? You
capital
always are the negative.
just keep Filipinas out of the shops. If you want to get rid of the thorn in the business, you remove the Filipina.
well, I'll tell you the story that there's this Filipino my wife knows. She worked at a store. It's a big sari-sari store. Okay, with like probably like 4 or 5 girls working there. You know, it's a pretty big one. And this girl, Nancy's her name. She worked her way up. You know, from a sales girl to manager, and you know, she was like the owner's like #1, you know, employee manager, and she did that for years. What happened? This girl Nancy, she met an American.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he told her, you know, I want you to get your own store. They're messing around with her paperwork, and he don't know if he's going to move here, you know, or not. But they've been so. Anyways, this girl, what she did, she quit her job. She's making good money. The dude gave her money to start a store. Gave her like I think it's like almost $4,000 US. Start the
Jesus
start
Christ.
store. So she rented a business. She got all the stock and everything. And what happened? Her family started coming in there and getting credit. And then somebody got sick and they needed a loan. She
Yeah, that
was an
happens all
excellent
the time.
manager. She did a great job when she was an employee, you know, when she was working for somebody else. But when she started her own store, her own family caused her to go bankrupt. Now she doesn't have that job where she was making a Filipino scale, decent amount. You know, she doesn't have that job. And her store, she don't have that either because she had to shut the doors because she went bankrupt because of her family.
That happens all the time, mate. I've heard that same story
Yep.
over and over again. They'll get credit,
Well said.
they'll never pay.
You just got to tell people, man, no credit. You know,
It's not difficult.
if somebody comes to they want, you know, if they're
Hello, good
insistent on
evening.
wanting credit,
How are you? Good,
you
good.
don't need credit. I'll give you a job. Come up to my farm and pull weeds in my garden, and I'll pay you.
Yeah.
Oh, then they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny, right? Well, where we lived in fucking Minganelia, there's a block over there. You know, when there's a vacant block, people just think they can throw all their rubbish there for some reason. I don't know why. They just think, oh, that's where you put all your rubbish. You know what I mean? So I said to little kids one day, give me money, give me money. And I said, look, you just go over there. And I said to these kids, man, they were like 12 years old.
Yeah, I
And I
remember I was
said, you
there.
pick up all that rubbish, I'll give you 500 pesos each. Nope, didn't want to do it. It would have taken them half a day to do it, but that's 500 pesos, man. There's guys out there working hard labor in the sun and getting 200 pesos a day. I was going to give him
Yeah.
500 to pick up some rubbish, and I said, just put it in a pile down the back there and burn it. That's all you have to do. No, didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Fucking lazy pricks.
It pissed you off. Fuck, Jay was so
Fucking
fucking
lazy
livid about
pricks,
that, boy. That
You're
was
asking
funny.
for
The way
money.
Filipinos work for medium business, always requesting advance in their paychecks, and the cycle continues, never ending the paychecks on constant advance.
That's another thing. You're right about that, Gogo. Some people, when they work for you right away, they do it like a scam too. You gotta watch. Some
Oh,
people,
yeah.
as soon as they
I've
start
had that.
working for you, they might work one day, and then they want to. We got an emergency. We
Cash
need an advance.
Mm.
You got to tell them, okay, here's the limit, 500 pesos. I don't care, what the situation is. You got a limit. You go over this, you're gonna have to start looking for a different job. Find a better employer that has the money to give you, a higher cash advance. I limit them
Yeah, when
five
I had
hundred
that,
pay.
when we had them few businesses there, if they'd asked for cash advance, I said, I'm only giving you what you've earned today. I'm not giving you any more.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your pay for the day. That's all you're getting. No more, no less. They go, oh, but I need no. You probably won't turn up tomorrow and stuff like that. So I'm not going to give it to you, mate. You take it or you leave it.
Well, I told Ungoy, I told her, I said, look, I said, you're not bringing your family here to work. I said, it's not going to happen. I said, this is going to be me and you. I said, if your family comes here, I said, I'll shut it down. I said, because I don't want them working. She goes, okay. She said, it's fine. She goes, no worries. She said, I understand. She goes, believe me, I understand exactly where you're coming from because same thing with her ex, the one who passed away. When he was here, her family was all up on him all the time, wanting this, wanting that, wanting to do this, and it pissed her off. She didn't like that shit. So she understands. So I told her, no family, no, what I mean, don't be doing this, don't be doing that. No, it's not happening. So she goes, okay, no worries. That was the end of it. End of discussion. So yeah, I ain't gonna play that game, man. I know.
So,
Because if I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna do it on my own, not because of somebody else is gonna make me fail. Fuck that. If I fail, I'd rather be my own failure and not somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I think you have a pretty good business idea there, Barry. The only thing, and I'm not trying to sound negative, and not trying to run you down or anything. The only thing that I think's a little bit iffy in your business plan there is I don't know. I could be mistaken. Hell, I've been wrong a million times, but I
We
think
all
it's
have.
pretty difficult to find a rent to own place
Well, if I find a
in
place to
Domageddon.
then I'll just find a place to rent then and just talk to the owner, see if I can do that. And tell
Yeah,
the owner, I'll pay you rent, but I'm not gonna give you no extra money. And
yeah,
I'll be straight over and say, look, I appreciate if you let me do this. Because a lot of people who own houses will let you build businesses. Will let you do that. Or I've seen a lot of places here that already have businesses built onto them that are for rent, but we're way out of my price range, way out of my budget. So I'm gonna have to save up some money and blah blah blah. Yeah. So it's gonna be my money I'm doing this with. My money is my money. You know what I
right.
mean? I'll pay the bills. You know what I mean? I'll save up. I'll save what I can. I'll get to bat like I was in the States, man. I'll be pinching this Nintendo so hard, make the fucking president scream. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing. But because when I was in the States, dude, man, I was living on $4,000 a month, man, dude. I was great. I always had fucking money in my pockets. And hell, it's like when I first got here in the fucking Philippines, I always had money in my pockets. I was never fucking broke. You know, I was good. I didn't have no worries. But now because certain things happen, certain things, and you understand, Larry and Jay, as well. But I can save. You know what I mean? I can make my money last. It's really not that hard as long as I don't go to bars. You know what I mean? I'm not out drinking. I got a girlfriend, so there's no point in doing this or doing that. So you know what I mean? I've got a goal and it's set, and that's what I want to do. I'm 45 years old now. I told you guys when I hit 45, things are going to change. I meant what I said. You guys are going to see. You know, I had my fun. I'm almost a half century old. I don't have much of a life left, and what little bit of it I have left, I want to spend it doing something that I enjoy doing. So That's basically barbecuing. I enjoy doing it in the States. When I work in the house, I love cooking. I was restaurant. I love working in the bar. You know, I love being around the people that I work for. If you don't like your job or you don't like the business you're in, it's not going to last because why do something if you don't like it? I mean, why start a business? Oh, I'm just going to do this because they want to do it. You start
You,
something
you know,
because you like it.
you know what we were doing, Barry? We were selling vegetables from our garden. I mean, we filled up our chest freezer, and what we had left over, we'd take it to my wife's store and sell them. Um, so we started finding out that instead of like trying to sell tomatoes and things that take eggplant, those things are fine, but you have to wait almost 3 months, to harvest them, to to get your money out of them. What
Yeah,
my wife started doing, she started getting into green leafy vegetables like arugula,
yeah,
um, elogbate, which is Filipino spinach, um, mustard greens, things like
yeah.
that. You can plant that shit. Cabbage, you can plant it, and just a little bit over 30 days, it's ready to harvest.
Oh
And
yeah,
you keep cycling it. You wait 15 days and plant another one, and then you harvest the one in front of it. And you keep it cycling, and you can have money rolling in on a regular
yeah.
basis just from microgreen green leafy
Hmm.
green leafy vegetables.
Yeah.
Larry, how much land have you got up there?
Uh, Total 26 acres.
Jesus.
Excuse me,
But
Jay, are people still running the pizza shop you were involved in?
Yeah, yeah. And the bar. Yep. The
All
Jandy
right.
bar's still going. The pizza place is still going.
I don't see how Jandy's is still going, man. Honestly, I don't see how that fucking bar's still going, dude. The light's never on. Dude, I've been through. Me and Glenn has been up and down.
Yeah, they don't turn the light on because they want to save electricity. Are you talking about the signs?
Yeah, the signs. Yeah, it's never
Yeah,
on.
they
I
ju-
never
they
know if
just
it's
they
open.
just don't turn on, man. They just don't turn on.
And me and Glenn was like, "How the fuck are they still going?" Because we went by the one that had a beer, and the fucking beer was hot. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Unplugging the fucking cooler? Oh yeah, we
That's what they
unplugging. I'm
all
like,
do.
dude,
That's
stop
the
fucking doing that
Filipino way,
shit.
mate. Turn the fridge off at night time. Turn it back in the morning. Use more electricity trying to get the fridge cold again. That's the Filipino way. They know better, mate.
Yeah, no.
They don't tell you any less, man. You got to turn your fridge off. Fuck me, Dad. I was like, what the hell are you doing? He said, oh, we're saving electricity. I said, no, you're not. You're making more electricity because it's working harder to get cold again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You leave the fucking thing on. That's why it's got an inverter in it. It switches itself off when it's cold. Still didn't get it. Still didn't get it.
This is how you
Mike,
going to earn a profit with insurance you think Filipinas do, ha.
Sorry, what was that?
I didn't understand shit he said either. All I heard was ha ha.
Sis
And I'm
comment.
I'm not sure what you mean there, Go Go. You better change your voice back to Go 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 Go.
yeah, I like the other voice better.
Not that we
Insurance
like any of
comment
your voices.
in the
But
chat.
what? Let us ask you a question, Go Go. Why'd you change your voice for, mate?
Insurance comment in the chat.
You're not listening to me. I've asked you a direct question. Oh, there we go. Are you going to get insurance
Car
just in case
accident.
someone gets food poisoning? You don't need that stuff.
hell, I got food poisoning.
It's
That's why I'm
quite
on
common
now.
to eat food and get sick in Asia.
No
This is
shit.
not a nanny country, okay?
No shit.
It's not a nanny
No
state.
shit.
And I got the runs once, so it
I
happens
am
here.
in a wheelchair, Jay. I have a disability.
Oh my god.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. You have a mind disability. What you got?
You asked.
Yeah. So
Well,
what we were saying before, we were
Well, hey,
talking
Jay,
about.
go over there to go like in one of them karate movies. Grab him by the head and then twist it real quick.
So where you are at the moment, there, Larry? Is it cool at night time? Are you up in the mountains?
Yeah. Yep.
So you got the aircon going all the time, or what's the story to that?
Most of the time, I got my aircut going. I mean, like at night, I'll go. I don't even use the controller on the aircon. I got like a circuit breaker thing next to the bed here, and I'll reach and flip it up, to turn it on, and then I'll shut it off for I don't know 2-3 hours, and I'll wake up. I'll be too hot. I'll turn it on. In the meantime, I got a fan blowing on me.
And how is your internet through phone line?
No, it's I think it's microwave. There's a big hill next to my house. On top of this hill, I got a 60-foot tower with a dish pointing towards Iloilo, and it's grabbing a signal from this place called Taiwan. It's part of Negros, uh, and that signal I think is coming from Iloilo. So it's not coming from a satellite, like satellite TV. It's coming from another dish on top of another mountain. But I think the whole thing like originates from Iloilo.
And how much is that costing you for that? Is it extra, or like did you have to get that dish put in there for this, or
I had to pay for all the shit. It cost me about $1,200 for the receiver and the dish and all the piping and the guide wires and the turnbuckles. And I pay 4,000 pesos a month for internet.
okay? Is anyone else using it, or just you?
Um, yeah, I got some of my wife's relatives. They'll come
No,
and
but
sit outside and
is there any other people in the neighborhood using, like they got it on getting it at their house? Like,
no, nobody.
all right,
so there's
guys, we got
someone.
50 watches. We've got only 3 likes. Come on, guys. Y'all hit that like button. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but come on. Yeah, we got 50 watching. Hit that like button, guys. This is a good show. We got good things going here. Great topics. We're talking. We'll hit that like button on the show, guys. Come on. Smack that like button, baby. Come on. Let's get with it, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen.
It,
Hit that like button.
it doesn't it doesn't matter with the like button, Barry. I'll disable the like button. It doesn't bother me. Don't make me no money. Um, Now let me see here, right? So if someone moved in like just near you or something, and they wanted the internet, how would they go about it? Would they share your signal?
No, no, because
Well, you wouldn't pay for the whole thing that you just done because it's already set up.
no. See the signal. I'm getting a signal from um like a transmitter that's like probably I don't know 10 miles away. So I'm receiving that in the dish, and then the wires goes down to my house, to my router.
Hmm.
So in fact, the neighbors are pretty far away. I'm like in the middle of my property where my house is.
Okay. So, so what? All that part of the island over there has no internet, or is that just?
Yeah, they have another company. People are on the actual wire, but I'm not. I'm not on the line.
You're logging
I'm
that.
out in the middle of nowhere, so that's why I have to use the dish, to grab a signal.
And the 4,000 a month for that.
Yeah. Yep.
Hell, I get PLDT 60 MBS for like $28.99 a month.
Yeah, but you're right in the middle of bloody Democratic.
Yeah. Shit.
That's the difference.
When you're up in the mountain, of course, because Danny has the same thing at his house. He's got the same thing at his house. Danny Gordon does. He's got the same shit Larry's got. He got a big ass fucking thing going up. Yeah. Danny lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere too. So it's yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's good to have an internet connection, you know. What's this? Snakes and lettuces at the chill. What's the brand of the dish and where did you buy it from? Sky, I think he's asking you that question there, Larry.
Shit, I bought it from the guy. What's the company, hon? Links and buy one. I bought it from the internet company, and I don't remember the brand name or anything. They put it up.
Globe has broadband now, Jay. 1,500 a monthly anywhere in the Philippines. Anywhere?
what is it? What do you say? Valentine, Globe has broadband. Yeah, the Globe has broadband and they have fiber now. You know, in the Philippines, 1,500 a month, but that's starting at like 5 to 10 MBS per second. I mean,
Yeah, hang
that's
on,
not
but they
your.
got to have the fiber in the
Yeah, they do.
area,
They
not
do.
everywhere in the
Globe's got
Philippines.
fiber now. No, they got Globe fiber here, and then they got Globe fiber in Cebu. They got Globe fiber in
Not
Bohol as
everywhere
well,
they
in
don't.
Davao.
Not everywhere. They
Not
don't have it.
everywhere, not out in the deep provinces. They don't. Hell no, of course not. But in the
Well, not
city,
even there. Everywhere in the city they don't have it. I know they
most
don't have
places in
it.
the city. So most places in the city they do. But all the major cities, yes. But like the little cities like Minglanilla and Argyle, places like that, Oslov, no. They probably got the SIM card internet with the tower outside, which are to boost your signal. Other than that, no. You're right, Jay.
As long as you get a good connection, fucking.
You know what I'd like to get involved in, man, is amateur radio, ham radio. I
Yeah.
like to put an antenna up there, on top of the hill. I bet you could talk probably all the way to Australia or Europe, everything, man.
You can run it through the internet.
Hey Terry McGreevy, I tell you what, buddy. Why don't you stop typing in the chat and come on the show and have a say at me here instead of typing in the chat and keep running your mouth, saying this, saying that. I timed you out a second ago because you kept talking about my girlfriend. My girlfriend has nothing to do with me and what I'm going to do. You understand? So if you got something to say to me, come on the show and say it and just be done with it. You know what I mean? And have your say and let's just be the end of it, man. I mean, stop typing bad shit about me in the chat, dude. This is all you're saying. You're not. We're having a show here, and all you're doing is talking about me. You need to stop, dude. We're trying to have a decent show here, and that's what we're trying to do. And you keep wanting to talk shit. I know Jay allows it and lets it go on, but come on, man. Chill out with that bullshit, man. Get with the program, dude. We're talking about internet. We're talking about businesses. We're talking about where people live. Jay's curious because I don't know what Jay's going to do when he gets back to the Philippines. So you need to get with the program, man. You know what I'm saying? Trolling me is ran its course, man. There's nothing else y'all can say or do that's gonna help you fucking cause. So just chill out with that bullshit, man. All right, sorry, Jay. Go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just asking, with internet without out right out of the cities because I wouldn't mind living out on a quiet fucking block of land and a house where you're not right in with everyone, but you know what I'm saying?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, when we moved out here, I told my wife, her nephew works for us, and 'cause I'm disabled myself. Well, I told those guys, actually, we got 4 people working for me right now. But what I told them plant, plant, and plant some more, plant abundance. So when they don't when they're not working on the garden, they're planting banana trees or papaya trees. And when they're done planting that, then they plant mahogany trees and coconut trees. The last thing we planted a shitload of mulberry trees. And then I ordered some lemon trees. There's a guy in Manila. He sells all kind of dwarf fruit trees. So I got lemon trees planted and also some kumquat trees.
Kumquat.
What? So you're selling most of all this fruit and stuff, are you?
No. The fruit we're just eating, and the lemons haven't really. It's going to be a while since they produce. But it's so hot here in the Philippines. I eat a lot of. Well, my wife makes me lemonade every day, and one lemon here is like 20 pesos. So
Yeah.
a lemon press. So she cuts the lemon in half, puts it in the press, and you pull out on the darn thing, and she makes lemonade.
Excuse me.
But we were going through so many lemons. I said, let's grow our own. One lemon is 20 pesos in the province.
Why is lemons so expensive? They grow in the tropics anyway. I don't get it.
I don't know. We're going to be growing them.
You know what is
So,
expensive? Well, not expensive, but well, actually, they're more expensive than in Australia. Actually, it's potatoes. I don't get it. Potatoes cost more in the Philippines than what they do in my country. And you can grow potatoes, and in that climate, like I don't get it. Why are potatoes so expensive? Like for the price, you'd get like I don't know, maybe not even a kilo of potatoes at the shopping center in the Philippines. You could buy a 10-kilo bag here.
that's a good question. I've never grown any potatoes here. We've grown sweet potatoes and cassava, but regular potatoes, I haven't tried it because I always heard that it's a problem. There's blight here. So, but I see people selling them. I imagine they're grown locally. But yeah, I'm looking at Tony. Yeah, I am into grafting trees. You could graft any type of citrus tree, like a calamansi, those little limes.
Yeah,
You
I
could
use them.
take a Meyer lemon and take a cutting from it and graft it onto a calamansi tree. Citrus will graft with citrus.
So Danny Gordon says potatoes need a colder climate. Well, um, we grow potatoes here, but it's up a bit on the mountains, obviously, so it's a bit cooler. But there's some places in the Philippines, like there's a Baguio cooler, you can grow potatoes there. I don't. What are they doing? Importing these potatoes or something? I'm telling you, they're really expensive potatoes. I couldn't believe it. I was like, God damn.
One thing that I learned that's pretty cool. I think it's cool. Have you ever heard of neem oil, Jay?
Yeah,
Well, for those of the people out there that don't know what that is, it comes from the neem tree. And if you have your garden or anything that's getting ate up with pests, you
yeah,
take a spoonful of neem oil and you put like in a gallon of water, and then you put
spray it,
a
spray
spoonful
it.
of dish soap, and then shake it up. And it's a natural pesticide. And I was going to order some neem oil because I'm not in, you know, I don't dig like messing up the aquifer with pesticide, because I got 2 wells on my property. So I found out that the neem tree grows locally here, man. So I tracked, a few places down where they had them, and I got some seedlings, and we planted them on my property. And now, in my garden, the guys working for me, I never have them use pesticide anymore. What they do, they get the neem leaves, and then we pick them off, and get like a kilo full of these leaves, and my wife puts them in the Vitamix mixer, with some water, and we turn it on and it like liquefies them. Then she pours that goop, through like an old pillowcase, to filter it. And the green juice that's left over, you mix that like 50-50 with water and put that in your sprayer, and it kills all the bugs. You can even spray it on your dog for fleas, man. And they just scatter. And it works better than any chemical pesticide, and it's all natural.
Yeah, I used to use it myself. Yeah, I know what neem oil is.
Yeah.
I'd actually buy it, like, and have to
And
use it.
yeah, there's people that actually eat that neem oil. They take it for a supplement. So it's not. It doesn't really do any harm to human beings.
You can grow figs there. You know what figs are, don't you?
Yeah, I plan on getting some in the future. There's a guy on the internet on Facebook. It's called Dwarf Fruit Trees, and he's in Manila. And you can go to his site, and the guys are honest. I dealt with them probably 3 or 4 times so far, and he's been honest. He sends it through LBC, fruit trees, dwarf fruit trees. So
I don't know if you remember, there was a guy, right? And he was on YouTube, but his videos are all gone now. And I used to watch him way back, man. I'm talking about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. And he was a vegan, and he used to eat fruit. And he'd live in the Philippines. He was in Davao at one stage, but he was like, oh, he would get cheap places and stuff, and because
The
he
fruit
lived on.
eating vagabond. That was his
That's
name.
him, man. That's him.
was that the dude that used to eat that durian fruit
Yeah,
all?
that's him, man.
He would eat any fruit, and he's got nothing on Barry. That guy lives so cheap. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
He would get like $50 rooms and just stay in them.
yeah, that's him. And he'd just lay outside on his hammock, and he'd,
Yep.
he'd be content with just eating fruit. Like, that's all he'd done. And he was in Davao at one stage. I was watching this guy for a while. I actually enjoyed watching him, but he just suddenly just disappeared one day. He had this chick that used to run around with him. I think it was his squeeze and stuff. And I read his about section once, and it said, well, what he does for it, he travels to USA and Australia and does the fruit picking. And I'm thinking, oh, so what he does is he comes. I know what the Australian fruit picking, the backpackers do it sometimes. It's like you follow the seasons and you go around Australia. You can actually travel around Australia following the fruit picking seasons. You got tomatoes in Bowen, and you got mangoes, and then you go down, you got peaches and plums more down south and all that sort of stuff. So they follow the season. And you end up, I don't know, working 4 to 6 months of the year, obviously, and he must, all that money he must save, because he'd live really cheap on the farms and stuff, and he must just save all his money and just go to the Philippines and just live, I don't know, cheap like that for a year or so, and then come back to wherever he's got to go. But it was quite bizarre, and just one day he just disappeared.
Yeah, he was kind of a weird guy too, a little bit.
He was a little bit
But
weird, but it was interesting to watch.
it was actually. I thought the guy was quite fascinating the way he lived. Yeah, he did. He traveled around, doing the farming stuff, and then he would go on vacation. He did. I know he went around Southeast Asia a little bit, but I remember a lot of his stuff was in the Philippines. His later stuff. But yeah, that was like 6, 7 years ago. Last time I ever saw from that guy.
Yeah, and the thing is, at that time, I was doing my research before I went over, because my first trip was in 2015. And, I'd come across this, so I'd watch everyone's videos and stuff and work out, what the go is and stuff like that, doing your own research. And I'm thinking, God damn, this guy's been, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to be doing what this guy's doing, obviously, but his budget was just, man, that guy would be lucky, because fruit's so cheap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had the
Very
bare
cheap.
bones budget, that is for sure. I remember when he was in Davao there, he stayed like on that waterfront area, and he said he paid $50 for that room. This was some little bitty room, no
Yeah,
AC, no fan, no
yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, and he walked in and he had a little bed and they had fruit there on his bed for him and stuff. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Like
I
the people
do.
that owned it. Yeah, but that was an all right little place, man. It was clean. It was all right. I thought, fuck, it's an all right little place. You know what I mean? Like it's not,
Yeah, it
you know,
was,
Didn't it
especially for
live on a
someone like
river?
him.
right.
Didn't he looked out his window and he could see this river in
Yeah,
Davao?
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I watched that guy. Yeah.
And he used to lay on the hammock and just talking. It's like he was on LSD or something. He just talking, just raving all about stuff.
No,
Crazy.
just say some really weird, random stuff for sure.
And one day the guy just disappeared. Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when he left, he said he was going back to, I can't remember if it was the States also or wherever it was. He was going to go do some more farming, and he said he was going to come back or something like that. But yeah, then he was gone.
Yeah, that was strange. Barry, did you ever see him?
Oh, the guy you talked about, the fruit guy. Yeah, I watched his videos.
I was going to ask Barry, but he's not even here. I was going to say
Oh, I
Barry.
thought you said Larry.
Larry and Barry. Yeah, you should have taken a leaf out of his book, Barry. That was just
So, anyways, my wife made some pesto tonight. You know what pesto is?
no, what's that?
You take fresh basil leaves and you put them like in a blender. Put some olive oil in there. Throw a handful of seeds in there, like sunflower seeds, some garlic. It's a sauce. You could when you make it up, then you boil some like spaghetti noodles. Then you put that green sauce in there and kind of mix it around. Yeah, some people use pine nuts. You can't get pine nuts over here in the Philippines, so we use sunflower seeds. But yeah, it turned out really good. That's the first time she made it, and you can spread it on like homemade bread, or you can put it on noodles. You know, turns your noodles green from the basil leaves.
Like a
She
pesto.
yeah, that's pesto. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I know the stuff.
yeah, like you said it right. She she's growing a ton of basil, different kinds of basil, and she's got oregano growing out there. You know, all kind of seasonings. And I said we got to find a way to use up some of this basil. So we seen the
Well, Larry,
recipe for.
since you
Oh,
live so far out, when you come into town, you must stock up on all your groceries and stuff and take it back, right? You said you had a deep
yeah,
freezer.
that we do that. You know, I was telling you when I bought those 3 blocks of cheese, and then I bought either 4 or 5 cans of Parmesan cheese because you can't get that stuff here. You know, you got to go all the way. It's a 2.5 hour ride to get that. So I stock up on it. I buy my flour by the 40-pound sack. So my wife's always making homemade bread.
Wow. But where do you get all your meat from?
I'm getting it from the farm here. Right now, we got 5 little piggies that we're raising out back. I get my eggs from my turkeys. I eat turkey eggs instead of chicken eggs. But we do have some chickens running around here. What we do, and we got some cows. When we're running low, you know, when the chest freezer is running low, then we'll butcher a cow or a pig, you know, a hog, like right on the property. In fact, I laughed. My wife has got a little YouTube channel, and we butchered a hog a while back, and there was there was 6 or 7 Filipinos, you know, few of her relatives and a couple of the neighbors, and they brought this big old hog out, and they were going to try to flip it on its side, you know, and then stab it, you know, in the neck to make it bleed out. Anyways, she was filming this shit, and it wasn't a clean kill. You know, it should have been called the pig wrestling video. So finally, they took some string and wrapped, they hog tied it so they could flip it on its side, and the thing was squealing. And anyways, I wouldn't put it on my site because it wasn't a clean kill, and I thought people are gonna get pissed off about this. So she uploaded it on her little site. Her site is the Happy Homesteader, and she doesn't open that site too much. And the other day she opened it and she said, "What the hell?" There was like 20,000 views, on this video. All these haters. And we've been watching this video. She's been getting over 1,000 hits a day on this stupid, pig video. People subscribing to her channel,
Yeah,
but it's mostly haters.
I got a pig video and I just copped abuse from it. Absolute abuse.
I told her she didn't put any tags. You know how, the tags that you put, like so people can find your video. I told her you need to put PETA, people for the ethical treatment of animals, for a tag.
So if you kill one of them pigs and that, how much do you how long does that last you for? How much meat do you get from that?
I can't say. I mean, a few months. It depends. A lot of times, we'll have like family members over, somebody's birthday or something. We'll consume. Sometimes like last time we butchered up 2 pigs and ate them the same day. Other times, we'll just, my wife's nephew, he's a pretty good butcher, and not the one working for us, but the other one. He'll come up and he's butchered 2 or 3 cows for us, and probably about 6 or 7 hogs so far. But we just put them in, we put them in zip. They break them down into smaller pieces and put them in Ziploc bags and put them in the chest freezer.
Yeah. Great idea, though.
Yeah, the beef that we butchered, I got a meat grinder, so like probably 90% of that beef, I'll just grind in the hamburger, and use it for spaghetti or meatloaf.
So you don't buy any meat at all when you go into the city?
Not usually, no. In fact, I was looking, in Biowan, they started selling hamburger. I looked at that hamburger and I told my wife, I go, I don't know about this stuff. Because you see all those horror stories, how they'll dress up meat. You go to like the meat counter and you see any of that meat with like some special sauce on it. They do that. They take the old shit and then they put their sauce on it to hide it, dress it up because it smells. So my wife says, can we smell that hamburger? So the lady puts some on a spoon, and my wife sniffs it, and I sniff it, and she looks at me and go, we think we'll pass.
So when you went down and seen Barry the other day, did you stay down there or?
Yeah, when I go to have my passport stamped, I spend a night, and we checked into the hotel and spent the night.
Oh, so you guys have got immigration down there too as well, that is?
Yeah, they got a little immigration office there. Yeah.
I thought you would have to travel to Cebu for that.
No, they could do. I mean, I checked into the 13A program. They gave me all the paperwork for it, but you got to go to Cebu to do that. But everything else, they could, they can take care of right in Damagedi.
So if I was down to Damagedi and had to renew me monthly thing, they can do it all there.
Yeah. Yep.
I suppose they'd have that on every island, wouldn't they?
Is Barry still in here? I want to tell a funny story. I don't want him to get mad at me though. After we went out, Barry, if you're listening, man, don't get mad at me. I thought it was funny. It's not that big deal. After we ate, we went and got pizza. I got a beer, and Barry's, he's running around trying to find a place that sells cigarettes in Dumageddon, and I don't know if they banned smoking there or what, but we had a hell of a time finding cigarettes for him. We went to 2 or 3 stores, and he finally found some. It looked like they pulled them out from under the counter, and so we get in a tricycle, and Barry he pulls a cigarette out of his pack. You're not supposed to smoke on these tricycles, and man, he lights up, and we didn't get 10 feet, and all of a sudden I hear all these whistles blowing. Those metal whistles, like in a soccer game or something. There's like 10 of them blowing, coming from all directions. And I'm like, what the hell? Then I look behind us, I see all these dudes chasing after us, and the tricycle driver had to pull over. Right away, Barry's knocking the hots out, and he had it back in his pack, and he had his pack in his shirt pocket. By the time they got up to us in the tricycle yelling, Barry like puts his hands up. He goes, "What? I ain't got nothing." So they let us go. They didn't give him a ticket or nothing, but it was pretty funny.
Well, I guess this Hulk guy in the chat's pretty pissed off at Barry.
Yeah, looks like it. I don't know. That's the first time I met Barry. He seemed to be a nice guy. He didn't do nothing wrong to me. I laughed. I had a few laughs with the dude. So.
Oh, it's good then. He's got together and had a good time.
Yeah. So, anyways, the following day, I had to wait till like 1 o'clock, the following day to pick up my passport. So we went to the air conditioning place. I got my air conditioning serviced on my Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, they worked on it for about 5 hours. I thought they said if they just fill it up, recharge it, that would have been 800 pesos. But they had to put a expansion valve in, and then they had to silver solder it, I think, what they did. And then the blower wasn't blowing on my Jeep, so they had to take that all apart. And I guess it had dust in it, that was blocking the brushes. So they sprayed that all down, got that working, and got it all put back together. And yeah, it was 3,600. So that's under $100, man. I had 2 guys working on it for almost 5 hours.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I have to get my air conditioning cleaned. Every 6 months. This is the one in my house, or my apartment. I bought it, and I get it full on blasted out and shit because just the dust and shit. You know what I mean? Keep it real clean.
Yeah.
And I just keep running and running. You have to do it, eh?
Yeah, when you if say for example you got a window unit, if it starts freezing up, where it's not blowing in the air, chances are the coil.
Okay.
Barry, did you buy some load?
Yeah, I had to go to the store and buy a load. I had to walk a fucking mile from the store. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Hey Barry, you didn't hear, but I didn't trash you or nothing, but I told him about the whistle incident with the cigarette.
Oh yeah, that shit was fucking stupid, man.
It was like cigarette safety patrol, man, all over the place.
Yeah, they did the same shit to me when we left. When we left, they did the same shit to me, and there was three other foreigners out there smoking. But they gonna blow their whistle. I said, whoa, first off, man, I said, I can understand me being on the tricycle. I said, I understand that part. I said, but you see those other three? I said, I'm not being a rat. I said, but if you're gonna say something, I said, you need to say something to them. Don't single me out. And
Oh,
then my girl went off.
they got
Yeah.
down on you for smoking and you're standing on the street?
Yeah. And
Oh,
then I
wow.
told him, I said, you gonna get down on me. I said, you need to get them other foreigners standing over there too. And then the old lady went off on them, told them, she goes, she went off. So they turned around, walked the fuck off, left me alone. So yeah, so it's all right. Not a big deal. So it's all good. Don't care. As bad as
Yeah,
the bow, man.
I don't smoke, so I didn't know they were that strict.
Yeah.
Man, they were on us like white on rice. And Barry pulled that cigarette out of the pack and lit that up. I don't even think you got the puff on it, man. And I heard all these whistles going off.
So that might be old smoking there as well. I see, Barry, you got a lot of friends in the chat, mate.
Yeah, no shit. Damn sure do, don't I? Whole lot of friends, man. No, Michael McFarland, yeah. And Terry's not.
Barry, I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna take like a straw and cut it in half, pretend like it's a cigarette, then try to get on a tricycle, put that in my mouth.
Oh gosh, that's funny. They'll probably get you for that. They're like, "Hello, good evening." That'd be funny, man. That'd get you for smoking straw. Yeah, that'd be funny too. Smoking is out of fashion now. I did smoke in Davao. Sure the hell did. I was vaping walking down the street. I argued with a fucking Davao City cop that fucking vaping wasn't a cigarette for an hour. I mean, come on, man. Vaping isn't against the law in the Philippines. It's not. Cigarettes is against the law. It's a nationwide smoking ban. Vaping isn't. He didn't say anything about vaping. He said all cigarettes. A vape ain't a cigarette. It's not an e-cigarette. A vape is an e-cigarette. Is the thing that looks like a cigarette. That's an e-cigarette. Come on, man. Yeah, plastic straws are banned too now.
Are they?
Yeah. Yep.
In the Philippines.
All of Popeye's shit. All of the plastic straws are getting rid of them, man, because it's doing harm to the environment. Now, when you go to the store, you get paper sacks. You get paper. You don't get plastic no more. You get paper. They give you paper. That's what I get when I go to stores. Paper. I don't get plastic. I went to a restaurant. It was Pizza Hut. I wanted a straw. They gave me a paper straw. Yeah.
You remember those nice straws they used to have at McDonald's years ago?
Yep.
They had the stripes on them.
Yep.
Oh, what's banning straws going to do? Everyone just throws rubbish on the ground anyway in the Philippines. What's the difference?
Oh, shit.
It's hard to find a bloody trash can. Well, anyway, guys, I better get off. I'm fucking trading here, and I'm on a fucking one gun of a trade at the moment here, so I better get off and concentrate on this.
All right.
All right, Jay, you make some money.
Nice,
Yeah, buddy. Take care of yourself.
We can hurry up and get back here.
We'll see.
Shit.
All right, I'll talk to you later. I'm going to close this live stream now.
Yeah.
Later, boys.
Thanks for coming
Later.
on. Bye.
You're welcome.